Hi everyone. Today we are touching on building homes and pros and cons that come with building versus buying existing. A lot of times people will be very drawn into the idea of building because you can make it your own. You can customize it to what you want, which makes it a lot easier when it comes to the process of buying because you don't have to find the perfect house for you, especially when it comes to your forever home. A lot of people will really struggle when looking for their forever home at figuring out where to compromise on and what not to compromise on. What's important to understand is when it comes to building, there's still going to be compromise because until you have an unlimited budget, you're going to have to compromise in some areas to get everything you want to put in there that's the most important to you. It's also important to realize that when it comes to building, the process is typically longer. 4 months is generally the fastest we typically see, whereas you can buy usually within 60 days, you can be in the home. However, when it comes to building, obviously you're building from the ground up, so it takes a little bit longer. That being said, it's also important to know that you are able to make everything custom, but it's also new. So you're not worrying typically long-term about your major mechanicals, your furnace, your hot water heater, because it's all new and ready to go. You're not worrying about your honey-do list, at least not for a while, because it's all new and ready to go. It's a headache factor that is alleviated. That being said, it is a different process and it has its own stressors in a different way, in that now you have a lot more decision making to do through the process. Typically, when you buy an existing home, you go under contract, you go through the process of your loan, your home inspection, and there are a lot of decisions to make, but it's certainly less and less tedious than when it comes to building. Comes to building, you're deciding on your kitchen, you're deciding on your colors, your design for your kitchen, your backsplash, your cabinets, your faceplates. There's a lot of decisions to make, and the builders we've worked with are phenomenal and have a very streamlined system to be able to help you through that and not be completely overwhelmed when it comes to that. That being said, it is different than when you have a house already built and you don't have to think about those things in terms of the decision of how to best proceed with the faceplates or, like I said, the appliance package to choose. There's just more that goes into deciding when it comes to building. Another piece to consider is appreciation and depreciation. So when it comes to a new home, typically, because everything is new when you move in, typically in the first 5 years, you get the drive off the lot effect when it comes to depreciation. Everything goes from brand new to used. Similar to a car, if you were to buy it on the lot, the minute it drives off the lot, you lose a little bit of money because now it goes from brand new, never having been touched, to used, and there's a depreciation factor there that comes into play. That being said, if you're staying there for more than a few years, typically that depreciation will begin to be offset by the appreciation in your area that's happening. So usually we see 3 to 5 years and the property starts to appreciate again, and that factor gets less and less after that period of time. So typically that's what we see with houses that are custom or new builds. Whereas with existing homes, they've already had their depreciation effect, and now it's just their appreciation is measured by the area right out of the gate. So those are some factors that come with building. Like I said, it's a perfect fit for a lot of people who know exactly what they want or who want to be in a house long-term in their forever home. And like I said, we have builders in this area who do such an amazing job streamlining and simplifying the entire process, and we walk alongside of you and them to get you through it as seamlessly as possible, and it works out great. There are other people who don't want some of those factors when it comes to making all those decisions, and maybe they only want to be in this house for a couple of years. It's their starter home or an investment property, and that depreciation initially doesn't make sense for them, or that effort that goes into designing this home doesn't necessarily make sense for them because it's not their long game. And that's a factor that is absolutely per case as well. But there's always something when it comes to building new that is very exciting and people love about it. So like I said, this was really just to point out positives and negatives so that you yourself could think about it, marinate on it if this is something you're considering, and decide best for your family and yourself what would be the best approach. We're here to help any way we can. We work, like I said, with a ton of local builders who do such a great job. And if you ever want to sit down with them or if you ever want to connect with them, we can absolutely provide you that information and get you that conversation so that at least you could decide if it was a good fit or not. Either way, we're here to help. Let us know what questions you have and how best we can help down the road or in the future. Thanks so much and have a great day.